If you're watching this right now, it can only mean one thing. You bought a pass. You made the right choice. You're a smart nerd. Congratulations. And, yeah, it's very exciting. Let your friends know also to tune in and get a pass. Your friends who are not making the right choice and messing up and making terrible decisions with their lives. Our first, the match we're about to cast, is DRG against MC.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
And I mean, they are ready, Tasteless.
They're ready. I'm ready. You're ready. Let's go.
Let's do it, man.
Let's do this.
I'm excited. Thank you for watching. This is the Spring Arena #1. It's going to be so much fun this weekend.
Feel free to tweet at us. I am Call Me Tasteless. He is simply Artosis on Twitter. And let us know what you think about this match. And, wow, I didn't know that. 68% to 68%.
It looks like it's going to be a tie,
It's going to be a tie.
Oh, my God.
I don't even know how we do that. We might have extra people in the brackets now. Wow.
Yeah, I guess all 8 have to go to the bracket.
New rule. I just made up an MLG. All right, in the upper right in the red, we have our Zerg player, DRG. In the bottom left, also with 68%. They're almost even, except this guy has one less letter in his name, MC.
That's right, Tasteless.
That's right.
One less letter.
This is DRG against MC. This is the battle of the alphabet.
It's SKMC against MVP DRG at the MLG.
This is battle of the consonants. No vowels there. I know. It's going to look like a reading check or something. Now, Artosis, let's talk a little bit about this map. It's a big open map.
Dude,
you're far apart. You're far away from your opponent.
Yeah, and Daybreak is a map that we have seen played. Whoa, the fourth base here is a little bit funny.
Oh gosh,
different from other
I'm not used to that. Normally, this base we're seeing here is more of a positional base because it allows you to control the watchtower. Because on other maps, it has less minerals and 1 gas.
Well, it has a lot of value on this rendition of the map, but I don't know that will come into play. What we're gonna probably see here is MC hit a 2-base timing attack on the 3rd base of DRG, because DRG, he's going to take 3 bases. That's what DRG does. He doesn't mess that up. You know, he's just the best macro Zerg in the world, so he always goes 3 base. And on this map, if you try to take a 3rd base against DRG, generally he just makes a bunch of roaches and kills you, and if you live through that, he makes a bunch of mutas and kills you. And if you live through that, well, you don't live through that, because this is DRG's map. So MC should be setting up some sort of super strong 2-base attack on the 3rd of DRG this game.
All right, so getting a shot of the presumed 3rd base now. If you're Zerg Artosis, would you take that? Which 3rd base, where would that be for you on this map? Would it be the one that's tucked away in the back or the one that's out in the front?
No, definitely the one that is tucked away in the back. You know, it's just going to be something you can get your creep highway there a little bit quicker. Yeah, I would say it's just generally safer. So that's probably what we will end up seeing here. You know, if it's out in the middle, it's a little bit harder to defend. So even though it does have that wider area where force skills aren't quite as good, you never know exactly what type of, you know, 2-base timing is actually going to come at you. MC is good at all of them.
Adabisi, do you mind going to the ramp of the Zerg's main? I'm trying to figure out what this thing is. Can you zoom in on that? What is that thing? The little light. The light. Is it like the Tupac hologram? Did you see that hologram?
I saw that, Tasteless.
I want to have a caster hologram.
It's actually one of a Zergling. No Zerglings have died yet on this map, so
that could be the Tupac of Zerglings. You don't know.
Well, no Zerglings have died on this map yet, Tasteless. This game.
I don't know. Could have been from a previous game.
Oh, I guess it could have. That Zergling isn't really dead though, Tasteless.
He's not really dead, no man. Now we have the 3rd base here for DRG being set up. And you can see MC just grazed by. Got a peek of that.
Yeah, he just wanted to see it to make sure, you know, because DRG does this so much that at this point I feel like Protosses should be really scouting for it, just because it would be so smart for him to actually go ahead and do something else, you know, like just throw up 4 gases and be like, ha! Tricked you.
I'm wondering if we're going to see a Stargate coming out from MC here.
Well, we definitely could, because it is a gasless 3 base from DRG. MC can easily go Stargate, even while doing things like getting +1 and skipping out sentries, because there's no units that are actually scary. Slow Zergling's least scary thing in the game.
All right, we have our +1 on the way. Still no signs on exactly what MC has planned to go for against DRG. I have this hunch, and it is just a hunch. I can't really back it up with anything, but I feel like he's probably going to go for a pretty heavy timing push here. Try to take out the third base or, you know, second base.
Yeah, definitely. Well, this Overlord looks like it will go down. That's a little minor victory for him. It does supply cap DRG momentarily at 54 and has to start an Overlord right then. So that's actually going to slow down his drone production quite a bit. Now, it is going to be a 4-gate pressure to begin with. He's getting those gates 2 through 4. The +1 attack almost done. And just trying to clear Zerglings off the map with that Stalker so that his Zergling can actually come out. I mean, his clearing the Zerglings out so that his probe can come out and make that proxy pylon to get this aggression going. And behind it, double gas and a Twilight Council. So looks like he's going to be following this up, most likely with Blink Stalker, a big +2 attack Blink Stalker timing, which MC is unbelievably good at.
Okay,
it,
yeah, I know. MC is very solid when it comes to this. Looks like the Twilight Council is going to finish right around the time for that +2 attack upgrade to start out. And, all right, he's warping the few Zealots and Stalkers over here, engaging the Zerglings. He's applying a little bit of pressure early on here before the big rush actually happens.
Well, you know, right as he made those Zealots, 13 drones went into production. So he kind of caught DRG at a bad time. DRG now making roaches, but already the Zealots are up here. DRG's going to have to dance everything very, very well. Notice he is trying to make a Spine Crawler, but he doesn't want to lose Queens. He doesn't want to lose drones. And it looks like he's going to have to lose at least a few as more and more Zealots do end up coming in here. A lot of roaches and lings on the way. And, I mean, DRG's not going to die to this, but definitely taking a decent amount of damage on his drones.
Yeah, he's taking a ton of damage. Remember, those Zealots with +1 attack, he'll the Zerglings in 2 swipes instead of just 1. So, I think at this point in time, they'll probably run out with the Stalker. Yeah, okay. And go back home. So, but there is going to be a Blink timing coming here again, correct, Artosa? So we are going to see Stalker time and attack when Blink is ready to go.
Well, he hasn't started Blink yet, and he's getting a Robotics as well. He's getting that +2 attack with the Forge, and he could be going for some Immortals if he thinks that there's going to be a lot of roaches out in the map, which is very common for DRG. And in fact, with Burrow on the way, it's going to be good that he does have that Robotics. Now, only 5 drones were killed there, so DRG right now in a great spot. He has a lot of drones, and oh my god, MC looks like he may try to expand, and I'm actually a little bit scared for him because DRG against expands on this map is unbelievably good. We're going to have to see how good the force field defense of MC actually is. Can he hold on to that third base?
All right, putting 2 cannons down here. The Nexus will come up shortly when he gets to the 400 mineral marker. And, yeah, I'm a little bit scared for him too, though, Artosis. I mean, DRG is such a monster. Also note he's about 30 supply ahead of MC, despite that attack, which took out a good amount of DRG's drones.
Ooh, look at this play by DRG, mixing up a little bit, saying, you know what? I saw how many sentries you have. I'm actually going to go ahead, take another base, and super drone up for a moment. And oh boy, is he doing that. He's going to have a ton of drones. Right now, he has 78 against just 64 of his opponent. Has a decent number of roaches out so far at 19, is getting more as well, and continued upgrade. And here we go. He is going to start doing a little bit of harassment. Great force fields, though, by MC so far.
I was a little bit surprised to see DRG actually attack in there. I don't know quite what he was expecting to get. Now, you do make a good point, Artosis. If you see that your opponent has like 11 sentries, and it's pretty early on. First of all, sentries, yeah, they're scary and they're powerful, but they're not fast, and they're not. You're not going to get bum rushed with a couple of them early on. So, yeah, DRG says, all right, that's fine. I'll take another hatchery.
Well, right now, huge Roach production underway. Those 4 bases going to be kicking in pretty soon here as that hatch is about to finish. But that Roach burrow movement on the way. We have +2 attack for the Roaches almost done, and he's going to max out in a second here. Tasteless, very standard DRG, getting a Spire at this moment, realizing, okay, you know, he may eventually start holding this with Immortals, but then Mutas are going to be very, very strong.
All right. We do have the rocks over here about to be torn down. Zerg want to have a lot of surface area to attack into, so that's why he wants to clean that up just there. No Roach burrow movement is there.
All right, we do have some force fields going on. Look at this. These Roaches coming in, trying to do a little bit of damage. We'll have to see what he wants to do with these exactly, and leaving part of his army over to the side as well. MC splitting up his units very well so far, but
oh no!
In a lot of trouble. This huge Roach timing attack from DRG doing a ton of damage. MC blinking back, but at the same time, his 3rd base is under attack.
All right, he does have burrow movement, so he can heal those while they're underground. Roach is now regrouping. Again, attacking on 2 fronts. It's very difficult to hold this 187 supply here for DRG, and it's staying pretty consistent as each Roach dies. He's still getting more and more and more. Now going up here and driving out these Roaches right now. MC is going to need to hang on. He's going to be attacked probably over and over again for a little while now.
Yeah, DRG does a lot of non-stop attacking here. He made a lot of Zerglings to help out as well, and they are doing that. Pulls them back because those Roaches can't help out at the same time, and 12 Mutalisks are in production right now, Tasteless. That is huge, and it's going to be hard for MC to hold on to every location that he has.
We have a Warp Prism coming into the Zerg's main, but Mutalisks are pretty good, and this should not do too much damage.
That's right. A few Zealots get out, but the Mutas will be able to clean them up without too much hassle. Now MC knows exactly what's going on. He's like, all right, this is a very standard game against DRG, but MC still has a very strong economy. He has 67 probes, and he does already have some cannons in his main base as well as a Templar Archive. So we're going to have to see if he wants to get Psy Storm and try to fend off the Mutas like that, or he just wants that for a few Archons.
All right, with these Mutas coming out here, this is where it really starts to get tough to play against DRG. He can go all over the place, chiseling you down. You feel very threatened if you leave your base because you know there's the possibility of a Muta counterattack.
Well, right now, DRG pushing in, gonna lose some Roaches here, but the burrow movement, will he be able to save a few more? Perhaps. A nice move. And with all those Mutas and Roaches, some of the things that we're going to see here are the multi-pronged harassment, of course, and if there is a big engagement, army against army, but hold on, he just blinked in against those Mutas, and a lot of Mutas going down. Beautiful blink in by MC there with his +3 attack.
All right, he's going back now. If you get these sentries, that would be huge as well.
Yeah, targeting down those sentries immediately. Now it's just Blink Stalkers against the whole army of DRG. Blinking on top of those Roaches so they cannot escape. And DRG says, all right, well, the Roaches are yours, but tries to save the Mutalisks. Still, some did die.
Well, DRG is taking his 5th base right now. As you can see, your Lings and Mutas now counterattacking. All he wants to do is make sure, oh my God, he got that one pylon right there in the center of our screen. Unbelievable. Okay, he's not gonna go for it though. He's instead gonna go for workers.
Well, a pretty good choice to go back there and do some harassment, especially since the Templar Archives is there. If he can snipe that, it's always very nice. An expensive building indeed. The Stalkers chasing those Mutas out again though.
He's barely gonna hold it.
Yeah, good job by MC. Now, still, he does have a very good economy, a lot of probes left over, but they aren't all mining exactly where he wants them to be.
All right, the question now is, can MC get a 4th base? Can MC even get out of his own base? His supply is about 157 to 185, but
right now we have 23 Mutas on the map, Tasteless, and a lot of Lings as well right here, but that is a lot of +3 Stalkers, and now they have 1 armor as well. Those Zerglings doing very little damage to them, but the Mutas flying in, and as those Zerglings do get cleaned up, he's going to want to run with the Mutas. Doesn't want to get blinked under and lose too many of them.
Whoa, and he did.
Got to be careful with those Mutalisks. If you want to do a Mutalisk strategy against Protoss, you need to keep your numbers very, very high.
All right, and now he will officially have backed out of there.
MC is actually playing a beautiful game here against DRG. This map is one that Protoss have historically had a terribly hard time against DRG on. And he's playing it almost to perfection.
All right, Ling's now coming in here, and he might even go for a Nexus snipe after this. No, excuse me, he backs up. And, you know, MC's playing well, but I just don't know what exactly his plan is going to be. I guess eventually get maxed out, making up cannons that he feels comfortable leaving, but...
You know, there is a weakness in the strategy of DRG, and MC has identified it. Notice how he just continues to make a lot of Stalkers, and he's getting Psystorm. Against Mutalisk Zergling, if you get enough Psystorms, you can move out with a ball that they basically can't kill, which turns it into a base trade scenario, and High Templars are good against that. So we'll see if that works out for him. The Muta's counterattacking into the main base as a lot of Stalkers of MC are elsewhere on the map. The Muta's doing a huge amount of damage, and now the Ling's going towards the third, really taxing the multitasking of MC here.
Very nice, forcing some storms here. He takes the Archon out, and the Zerglings get away in time. And this is a really intelligent way to play against a good Protoss player. It's counterattack, counterattack, counterattack. Now going into the main, I'm really curious if he's going to get that pylon that is powering like everything inside the entire base, but I guess not. Backing up once again. Instead, he gets the Templar Archives, which is so important.
And down it does go. But his Mutalisk count just continues to drop over and over and over. He is getting a Hive, so he realizes, uh-oh, I'm going to have to do some sort of transition here, and in fact has started his Spine Crawler wall. So we're going to see a ton of Spine Crawlers come up as he goes to Hive, realizing that the attack incoming from MC is going to be unbelievably deadly. All right, he has 4 High Templars and 40 Stalkers. 40 Stalkers with +3 attack and Blink. That is going to be insanely rough to hold. So if he gets enough Spines, enough Lings, enough Mutalisks, and can hold that off, then he's going to be in good shape. But as is, MC doesn't even care, taking that 4th base.
All right, we're going into late game here. I do have to admit I like the fact that MC managed to go to 4th base. DRG's handling this really well, though. He's now realizing he just needs to spend a ton of money on Spine Crawlers. They don't cost any supply, of course.
That is right, Hazelson. It is what he's doing indeed.
He's going to
building more and more as he realizes that his Mutalisk harassment is coming to an end. Psystorm unbelievably good against it.
Wow, he's just taking out all these cannons over here and then backing out, only losing, I believe, 1 or 2 Mutalisks.
Very annoying there for MC. But, you know, DRG on his 5 bases right now. The Greater Spire almost done and Corruptor's on the way. I'm getting a little bit scared for MC. You know, we don't see any Stargate, so we aren't going to be able to have a Mothership out anytime soon. And without the Mothership, even though you have High Templars and a lot of Stalkers that have good upgrades, it's still going to be a little bit hard. And see, there you go. The Stargate is coming up, but a little bit later than MC really does want it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. The Mothership timing is so late. And by the way, you know, this is how late endgame PvZ works. The Protoss needs to get a Mothership to vacuum up you know, Brood Lords and stuff like that, and then kill everything with an Archon, or multiple Archons.
Well, DRG, he has his Brood Lords making, at least a few of them. Gonna go in, oh, huge snipe right there, taking out some High Templars, and this is so annoying to deal with. He's gonna have to send up a lot of Stalkers.
Now, he got rid of the Nexus, but remember, you know, even though there's no minerals there, that means no Chrono Boost. Now taking out the Stargate, that's so smart. He knows exactly how to keep MC behind right now. So the Mothership timing is going to be even later.
Well, actually, he just started the Fleet Beacon right before it died.
Oh, excuse me.
So he is going to be able to get that Mothership out. Now, MC has to be annoyed here. He knows that that attack is just going to keep on coming back in every time he leaves. He has no real defense in his main base. So he's going to have to actually move out himself, or DRG is going to amass an unbeatable amount of Brood Lords.
All right, once again, the problem for the Protoss, how do I get out of my base? How do I get to the point where I can be attacking him? It's tough. Nice, unpowering those pylons. I am so shocked they didn't put more pylons around the gateways. Look at that one over there. Well, DRG in complete control. And don't forget, guys, he was in the finals the last 2 MLGs. So. Yeah.
And
I mean, I think it's certainly a high chance he can do it again here.
Defending GSL champion as well. I mean, he's a total badass. Now, MC, I mean, he's still not got a mothership. Doesn't even have one started, as he is supply blocked at the moment, and that's going to be a little bit of an issue. He definitely needs to get that.
All right, yeah, he's going to have to... Oh, sick. Look at this. He's pushing with the spine crawlers. And I don't know, man. He's actually casting Broodlings. That's the first time, storming, excuse me, the Broodlings. You don't very often get to see Broodlings get hit with Psy Storm. So let's all remember this moment.
Well, here we go. These Broodlords, there's so many of them. A lot of Infestors as well, and a couple Fungals probably will end up going down these suckers, and indeed they do. The Banelings rolling in, dealing a decent amount of damage. In fact, going to hit a lot of those High Templars.
Very nice, blinking underneath the Broodlords.
Yeah,
MC's handling this is pretty good, but at the same time, I don't know if it's enough. I mean, if DRG can keep reinforcing like this, it's going to be very tough. The Mutalisks are able to cover somewhat for the Broodlords. A little bit of an overextension here by DRG, but still.
It does look like MC may be able to clean these up, but the Spine Crawlers will remain. He has no real siege units, and we have a lot of Roaches popping out right now for DRG, so it looks like he wants to switch up his tech for a moment, and I love that choice against you know, someone that is actually countering very hard on your Broodlords. You can do a few tech switches here and there and just put on pressure in different ways.
All right, attacking with just the Roaches there, not the Mutas as well. I love the Spine Crawler push. It's just, there's really not enough MC can actually do to try to fend it off. And I think, in fact, well, actually after this warping round, MC might still stay alive for a little bit longer, but overall, I'm just not sure about this. GG, okay. Damn.
So, DRG falling there, just running out of resources, basically. MC held on to 4 bases, and a 4-base Protoss can deal with anything and everything kind of forever if you don't end up actually breaking them. You know, I felt like a big issue there was that Broodlord push that actually ended up failing. You know, MC did defend a lot of stuff very well throughout the entire game. But the Broodlord push, when you actually spend all your money, all your savings to get those Broodlords out and you lose them, that's normally lights out. What, Grubby, DJ Wheat, what do you guys think?
Go to the backup, nerds.
Thanks, Tasteless.
Yeah, so beautiful prediction by Artosis. Can you survive the big Roach wave, the big Roach tidal wave that DRG throws at you? If you do, can you survive the Mutalisks? MC answers yes to both. I just want to take a look at the little nuances of this game. I thought MC was going to do this already, like 4-gate, heavy aggression. The 13 drones were made right before the 5 Zealots hit, so it did it pretty good. And then he went back and he gets a lot of gateways and a pretty late third expansion, a pretty late third base, in anticipation of holding a big attack from Dongraegu like that. He did very good. He was very cost efficient with his units. He had enough sentries and he spread his army very well. So I think really that was a very crucial moment. If you die there, it's lights out. He survived that point. And then we saw MC was gearing up for choosing not to make Colossi at all because it's so prevalent to see Mutalisks on this map. So he was going up to 10 gateways with the War Prism, maybe planning to do like a 3-base big Blink Stalker attack with Warpins with the War Prism, but never got to that point. And for the next 10 minutes or so, it was just him holding his head above the water. And
yeah, I mean, Artosis and Tasteless both pointed on, I think, what was one of the most remarkable things about that. That was just MC's ability to handle the crises that were happening all around. You know, the constant attacks on his third. There was at least 3 Ling run-bys in that game into the main, but every single one, even when the Mutas were constantly attacking, I thought that maybe it was going to do a lot more damage than it did. And you know, that's got to be a frustrating loss for DRG.
Absolutely. It's kind of funny because, I mean, we can all agree, wow, that's some, you know, he managed not to die during that entire process. But then after the storm is done, what's left is that DRG still can actually push his creep all the way over to that. Like when I saw him burrow those spine crawlers right next to the right outside where the cannons were, I just thought, okay, there's actually no way that DRG is going to lose this. You know, it's too strong.
Well, there were a couple of reasons why he could. When we saw Dongraegu, he kind of spread himself out across a lot of different upgrades. So, for example, his Mutalisks were 2-0. He spent a lot of gas and minerals in those Mutalisks. And
his roaches were up to 3. We're getting up to 3.
Yeah, he was like 2-0 on his roaches. And then with all those Ling run-bys, which usually are so devastating, they were only upgraded 1-1. And we're speaking here of the point where Stalkers are already 3-1. So normally Stalkers against Ling, not the ideal unit. With upgrades like that, it's actually really okay. And didn't actually lose that much against those run-bys. And then just a final moment of that last fight where I was like, I'm not sure MC can hold this. He doesn't have any Colossi, he doesn't have any Mothership. But the thing to note there is this really epic combo from Zerg is the Infestor Broodlord. He never really got those Infestors going. I think he had like 3 Infestors and a bunch of Broodlords and a bunch of like normal units like Mutalisks, some Roach. So
yeah, in that game the Infestors were almost an afterthought. You know, he had like 4 and the Fungals didn't even go off that quickly. He randomly had a bunch of Banelings, which, I mean, you fungal them and run the Banelings in, but this guy's going a lot of size. So it was just a little bit off there by DRG, but we'll see if he can do better this time because the game is ready.
It's game number 2 time. Again, if you are just now joining us, they will always play 3 games. So if this becomes a 2-0, we still do go to game number 3 because we have a unique round-robin system here, this MLG Spring Arena. So the game is now loading, and we will soon be introducing the starting locations of the players. And by the way, Wheat and Grubby, thank you for the great analysis. Now,